Good afternoon. I'm Heidi Thompson, your legacy lifeguard with Lifeguarding Legacies, and here to welcome you to today's episode of the Monday Noontide for May 17th, 2021. As you know, I'm an estate planning attorney. I help people put together their wills, trusts, and estates to make sure that what they've worked for goes to the people they love and the causes they care about. And today, as my guest on the show, I have Suzanne Percy with A New Leaf. Welcome, Suzanne.
Hello, thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you on here. So, tell my friends a little about yourself.
So, I have been here in Arizona for, gosh, very, very long time, since basically 1989 when I came out here for school. I'm a Michigan girl at heart. I am married to one of my college sweetheart, I suppose, of 22 years, and together we have three children. I have worked in the nonprofit field here in our community for close to 20 years, everything from disaster services to animal welfare and kind of everything in between.
So you're one of those people with a wonderful heart for the community. I love that. So tell me about A New Leaf and what they do.
So A New Leaf is an organization that has been here in Arizona. We only work in Arizona. Um, the majority of our programs are located here in Mesa, and we provide wraparound services for individuals and families in crisis. So that might mean domestic and sexual violence, that might mean homelessness, um, or just a family in crisis. But what we do is really work to get them whole so that they can come back into our communities as whole individuals and be productive and live a happy life that everyone deserves.
I love that. That is wonderful. And it's not exactly a new startup company. Tell me about a little of the history of,
No,
of New Leaf.
no, A New Leaf has been around actually for 50 years. This is our 50th anniversary this year. So we started in 1971, basically as a treatment program for youth dealing with mental and substance abuse issues. So from there, we have clearly expanded. But again, all of our services are wraparound and anything that an individual or family might need to get back up and on their feet.
So what does wraparound really mean? What kinds of things is included in that?
So thanks for asking about that. So let's take a homeless person, for example, a homeless man. You know, people are not homeless simply because they don't have a roof over their head. There's generally a fundamental reason that has gotten them to that point. So
Mhm.
we start by putting a roof over their head with one of our shelters. So we have a men's shelter here in the East Valley that houses about 120 men. But while they're there, these gentlemen are provided wraparound services. So they have access to both health and mental, both physical and mental health assistance. We also have additional counseling services. We have workforce development. So we have people on site who can help them, one, create a resume, help them with interview questions. How do we go about actually getting a job? We also have folks that are out there bringing jobs to us that we can look to place some of our individuals with. So with that, we're really trying to get them to a place where they can be on their own. We teach them how to budget. We teach them how to plan to be back on their own and how to sustain the support services that they need. So whether they are a veteran who is dealing with PTSD, we kind of get them back to a point where their medication is where it should be, back into counseling, and help them stay on that path. Because clearly, if someone is homeless, they've kind of fallen off the path. So we're trying to get them back on.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sorry, I just got a little background noise. But yes, getting back on their feet. So it's really that hand up to help them get back into the community and be self-sufficient. It's ongoing services as they need it to stay there,
It
correct?
is. It is. Yes.
All right. And then for, let's say we're talking about someone who's been a victim of domestic violence, maybe someone with children.
So we have two domestic violence shelters here, one in the East Valley and one in the West Valley. So if you know of someone or you yourself are or have been a victim, we manage the state's hotline for that. And if you have a need for services, you can simply call our hotline 24 hours a day, and that number is 480-890-3675. 3039, and we can get you into shelter. And again, once either female or male are in shelters, we do take children. We again provide all of those services. So we have mental and physical health there, we have counseling, we have transportation, and we have childcare. And all of this just again to make that woman or man in need be able to focus on their recovery versus
Very
worrying about where
nice.
their kids are going to go for daycare or whatnot.
Absolutely. Oh, that's such a good thing to know that you've got a service that's really meeting all of those needs for the
Mhm.
children and for the adults. So it can start to feel like normal
Absolutely. And we can
when they're
also
out of
help on the legal
crisis.
side of things. We can help women who need, we have court advocates that can help them file paperwork and get the orders that they need to kind of start the process for getting away from their abuser.
Oh, that's huge because
Mhm.
that's a big step for a lot of people. That I remember I interned actually in a domestic violence court, and there was only one case where by the time it came to court, the woman was willing to testify.
It's one of the most frustrating parts for our staff because unfortunately, most women do return to their abuser, and it takes multiple times of leaving before they're gone for good. It's just, it's such a hard thing for women to take their children away from their father or stepfather. But they also fear for themselves and fear of
Sure.
retaliation. So, and that fear is incredibly real. So yes, it is a very difficult thing. So we are incredibly sensitive. And so when women are ready, we are here to serve.
I love that. That is perfect. So let's see. And so that was the domestic violence
Mhm.
hotline that you gave out. But for the housing side, if someone was homeless and was looking to be involved with your services to get shelter and then this kind of service, who would they contact for that?
So here in the Valley, all of the homeless shelters work pretty well together. And we have a housing hub. And that's really the best way to get services if you are homeless or know someone that is homeless and in need of shelter. And you can call that number, and they will actually access all of the different shelters to find out where there's space available because there isn't always a space available. So the number to call for that is 602 595 8700. And that's the Family Housing Hub here in the Phoenix area.
Perfect. And it's always good to hear that charities are looking to partner together in the community and serve people like that. So I'm so glad to hear that they're working well together and not that I mean, you've all got the same goal. It's all to make a healthier, happier community where we all want
Right.
to live
Yeah.
and work
We'd like
and
to think that
live.
we play well in the sandbox together. And, unfortunately, the need here is not going down, as the population grows in the metropolitan area here in Maricopa, and the
And
need's
the
going to
prices are
continue
going up
here.
and everything else, right? Which makes it
Exactly.
even more unattainable, as if it wasn't already. Yes.
Right. And the jury is still out as to what's going to happen post COVID. So, we're all kind of gearing up for that too as well.
That makes sense. Well, is there anything else people should know about a new leaf? If they wanted to donate, how would they do that?
So you can donate directly on our website. In fact, today is the last day you got to today's tax day, I suppose, since we had the extension. It's also the last day to do a charitable tax credit. So you can do that at our website, which is www.turnanewleaf.org. And you'll see a button there that says tax credit. So you can donate up to $800 as a couple and get that straight back on your taxes. If you're interested in doing more, there's tons of information on our website. You can also contact me directly. My email is spercy, SPERCY, at turnanewleaf.org. And I'd be happy to help you out with anything that you need in regards to getting connected with our organization, whether that's volunteering or making a gift of another sort.
I love it. It's perfect. Oh, please do give. find an organization, people that speaks to you. If you don't have one, this is a great organization that serves a lot of functions for a lot of people. It coordinates with and partners with a lot of other organizations to really serve our community, which makes us all safer and happier and healthier and makes our kids experience better at school all the way around. Every part of this, it's like that trickle when you throw the pebble in the water. You just watch the ripple effect. So please, I do encourage you, if you haven't already filed your taxes and you're waiting to the last second today, do it that way. If you've already filed, it doesn't matter. Just get on a giving plan and find a way to give to causes like this that make a difference. And Suzanne, I appreciate everything you shared. Is there anything else people need to know about a new leaf?
You know what? I think I would encourage anyone to take a few minutes if you've got time to visit our website and see all the services that we do provide, because chances are you're going to know someone who is in need of our services. It's
Mm,
so unfortunate that that is the case. You know, the numbers for domestic violence are really a bit disheartening. You know, 1 out of every 2 women will experience some form of domestic or sexual violence in their lifetime. So we're all going to know someone. So get familiar with our website, know where to send people to if they find themselves in that situation. There's tons of information on there on where to go, how to get help. We have tons of videos on there as well, which will explain our services in more in depth. So you can see exactly what that means. What does workforce development mean? We've got all kinds of programs that help really everyone across the spectrum of our community, just making it a better place for everyone.
thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that so much. And um, it's just I feel I feel like all of this is very important to share. I love sharing charities. I introduce businesses just about every week, but I also have several charities that appear on here. And I think it's so important for people to know what people are doing in the different segments, how they can get involved, how they can volunteer, how they can give. Are there ways to volunteer with a new leaf? I didn't even ask that. I'm
Oh my gosh,
embarrassed.
we have an almost unlimited number of ways to volunteer. So we have virtual opportunities, we have on-site opportunities. You know, we have over 30 different sites. We have 30 plus programs here at a New Leaf. So that could be anything from helping teachers at our Phoenix Day School do their boards in their classroom. It might mean coming to one of our shelters and making and serving a meal and sitting down with our residents and getting to know their stories. It could be visiting one of our offices or one of our other sites and helping just to kind of do a deep COVID clean. You know, we've been doing that a lot more often, but that has become something that we are in need of. We've got folks that have come in and taken our kids on field trips. We have folks that have come in and done programs for our kids on site in our after school programs. So it really, if you have something that you are interested in doing, ask. We are really flexible. We love to have people visit our sites and get creative. You know, there's really no end to what we're willing to explore. So if you've got an idea, we're willing to listen.
Oh, that's perfect. So everyone on here, if you're in Arizona and you don't have your volunteer spot already lined up, this would be a great opportunity to find a passion area you want to serve in and plug it in to help somebody. So make a difference because everyone can. Everyone can make a difference
Absolutely.
today. So, well, Suzanne, thank you so much for being on the Monday Noontide. I really appreciate it. And I love your heart for our community and all of the things that New Leaf is doing to really turn lives around and give people hope. It's just beautiful. And for me, I don't do anything quite that noble, but I do make sure that what you've worked for does go to your family, and I try to save you from the family strife that is so often caused in the wake of a loved one's passing or in a time of disability. So, if you have not gotten those things checked off your checklist for your will and trust and your power of attorney documents, please give me a call 602-529-1827 or visit my website at lifeguardinglegacies.com. And I will see you all next week on the Monday Noontide. Suzanne, can I get you to, on the post on Facebook, can I get you to put in the contact numbers for the helplines so that I can make sure I
Absolutely.
share that? Fantastic. I look forward to sharing that information with our community. Have a great Monday, guys.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Thanks, Heidi.